I had somebody that said, no, I will never marry a man whose mother is alive. Then I quickly chip in and said, that means you will not be alive to witness your son's marriage.
I tell myself, like, I don't have a matrimonial bed, I don't have matrimonial pot, I don't have matrimonial spoon. Spoon is spoon, pot is pot, bed is bed.
Because if you want your wife not to work, then pay her. The feeding money is different from the money you give her as her pocket money.
Even if you come to me and you sell a story like, oh, this person is not nice, honestly, I only see the good side of people. It's a major weakness for me. It's also important for us to know that marriage is built on imperfection. If you're a perfect man, you truly do not need a wife. If you're a perfect woman, you do not need a spouse.
Yes.
Then also, we must not ignore the role of professionals in our midst.
Yes.
There are psychologists, there are professional counselors,
Yes.
not
Marriage
coaches.
counselors.
I think we have another pandemic in the society now. Some
Coach.
people will just call themselves I'm clinical coach. There are too many coaches on the street. Please do not surrender yourself to an untrained coach. Approach a therapist, talk to them. They can help you highlight some of these things. And if there are issues that you can really work around, fine, you can work around.
We'll take a break now. Come back to question and answer session. Vivid view.
Say and
Do it.
My name is Mr. Champion. Thank you very much, Ma. You talked about types of abuse. My focus is on financial abuse. So my question is, what are the practical ways out of financial abuse as regards career pursuits? Thank you.
My name is Oluwafemi Emmanuel. My question is, what are the red alerts to look out for in the family to avoid domestic violence? Thank you.
My name is Ogenesume. My question is, based on your discussion, what is your recommendation for rehabilitation of traumatic adults, and what institutions can they go to for therapy?
Welcome back. Interesting questions from the audience. Please, our guests, provide your answers.
Thank you. The first question by Mr. Champion, you asked about financial abuse and the way we can navigate this. One thing is certain in marriage, or is important. When you marry a kind person and you are also kind, navigating and resolving issues will not be a problem. So for someone like me, I got married even when I was 7. And even afterwards, I've gotten several jobs. I've been involved in several assignments, nationally, internationally. If your partner is kind, it's not going to be a problem. But in a situation whereby there is financial abuse, I will still suggest you go through a therapy. And I keep saying something, and I tell my students that as well. When you want to talk, especially we ladies, trying to be cautious or mindful of your examples. I tell my PhD students, females, like, oh, tell your husband, like, oh, I want to go for PhD in psychology. This will even help our family. It will help me manage my children better. In fact, even you, my husband, you will enjoy me more. That is an approach. You can as well say, oh, I want to have a PhD in psychology, and I'm going to show everyone around me. This man will not allow you to take the form. Because he knows that empowering you will become a problem for him. So in the issue of financial abuse, the pattern I have seen so far always points to the attitude and conduct of the person. For someone like me, if I make millions, I put it on the table. Because I spend my husband money, so any day I hit one big jackpot, I want to come home and brag, dear, I'm the hottest babe in town. Let's spend this money. And my husband will say, can your money buy first class ticket? I said, oh, dear, at this level, I can pay for business class for 5 of us. And my husband will say, big get today. It's not just. But you can see the approach to it. So it's the way we come about some of these things that will determine whether they're going to embrace us with it. I sometimes travel outside this country and I will leave my kids for 4 good months with my husband.
Oh.
He will take care of them because he knows that he's not dealing with a selfish woman. Whatever I make there, sometimes it's for all, and particularly for the children. Once I have bulk money, what I do is just there. Okay, please help me to call a vendor around Mowe. Let's get 3-4 acres. And you see the names of the kids on all the documents. I don't put his name there, but he's feeling good because it belongs to his kids. I can as well shield him away from all these things and now return and say, they did not give us anything there. Your next trip, he will tell you are going nowhere, madam. The one you went for the other time, what did you bring? Nothing. So if he's going to sacrifice, you also must be able to sacrifice. I don't pay kids' fees. I don't pay house rent. I don't do all of that. But he knows that that surplus, I tie it something to the kids. I can invest in trust for them. And I tell him, dear, if I die, these kids are settled forever. So whenever I want to put my hands into career, into businesses, he doesn't mind because he knows that it's not just about me.
You respect your vocation.
And beyond that, I can say this openly. Even to my in-laws, I extend it. Just call my mother-in-law like, Grandma, I want to drop alarm for you. Grandma will say, which one is alarm again? This one is not alert. It's alarm. It will tear your bank account. And Grandma will be laughing like, Binishola, you want to give me money? Yes. Even siblings, cousins, I just dash them money randomly. Then sometimes I'm afraid of death. I look back like, what if one dies suddenly? And you don't have relationship with these people? What happens to your children? You're going to waste them. But once you have established rapport, you know that even if you die, you close your eyes. Yes. Oh, there are people at home that will nurse your kids.
So our behavior matters. Then one of the questions I remember he asked is, so, okay, they agree before, don't work. The husband says, the wife's not going to work. I'm going to make all the provisions. And the wife, after some time, said, I need to work to have some money. Before that woman said, I need to work to have some money, it means the man is not making the provisions. Because if you want your wife not to work, then pay her. The feeding money is different from the money you give her as her pocket money. And her pocket money will be reasonable, at least that if she look at it, okay, even if I work, now they may not even pay me as much as this. She will remain at home. But if you're a man, you are not able to provide, or you want to punish her and say, you are not going to work, I don't provide. You are a wicked man, and that is wrong. You must allow her to work. In my own case, I discovered with my husband. Of course, he met me working down. I was working in the bank when he met me, so he can't say don't work. But we agreed on it, and that was why I did all my work. Even when bank relieved me of my duties, he provided for me because I couldn't stay at home idle. So it depends. This discussion I mentioned before is very, very key. Discuss some of these things. Like the example she just gave us now, her money is not for her alone. Her money is for everybody. Some women will feel my husband's money is our money. But my money is my money. But that's not the example she gave. Now I'm happy I'm dealing with a younger lady here. So that you ladies thinking you are wise, you're not wise though. You must build that relationship by carrying everybody along. That does not make you a fool. You know what you're doing because you have a target in your heart. And what your target, if anything happens, what's going to happen to my children? Like she mentioned. So we need to be wise. Women need to be wise. And your wisdom is right one. Not being selfish, and call that wisdom.
Mr. Femi, I got your question on the red flags or things that we can see in a particular man or his own nuclear family to suggest to us that this family may be characterized with disputes. Fine, you have visited a man. You saw your mother-in-law being slapped in your presence. You know that's what you are signing up for. Even you cannot wait to finish it. I've seen it happen. A church member of mine, she visited her mother-in-law to be. And the father-in-law wanted to hit. The woman was on her knees trying to serve the man. And the next thing, bossa. The lady returned to the church and she was crying. I'm not doing again. My brother Akani, they were beating the. I was like, God, 60, 70-year-old parents. That's a pointer to the fact that finding sister eventually married the brother after going through so much counseling because she couldn't continue. She saw the flag. Some of us, because we are overwhelmed with love, we ignore the signals. They are always there. Yeah. We shouldn't pretend. And some of us, we even lie. You package the story, you package it in such a way like, oh, your mom asks, what does he do for living? Hey, he's a contractor, he's a business clinical, he's a global, only this brother alone. So months after, you are coming back like he's useless, he drinks, he smokes. Boy, a global person, international man. Why has he turned to this? So we must ensure that the foundation is not being laid on deception.
Number one.
And when you are conscious of what you see, it will be easy for you to address it. But if you tend to ignore and you think your mother-in-law isn't smart, you are the one that knows how to manage it. It may not speak well. And his relationship with his siblings. When I met my husband, he didn't have a good relationship with his siblings and the mom. Just his dad. I told him, I can't marry you if you don't play with them. Me, I'm a playful person. I want to play with everyone.
Everybody along, yes.
So at the point, it was like, so they will be coming to your house. Even on this bed that you call matrimonial, this is where they will sleep. All of us will sleep together on that 6 feet. They will sleep with us. Are they not your siblings? At a point, today, they are working together as a family.
That's good.
So you can also go there and be the barrier and be the obstacle that will separate homes. And I see many of my sisters in this generation, they brag with the fact that, oh, no in-laws come to their house.
That is very
this
wrong.
This is my matrimonial pot, matrimonial spoon, matrimonial bed. I tell myself, like, I don't have a matrimonial bed, I don't have matrimonial pot, I don't have matrimonial spoon. Spoon is spoon, pot is pot, bed is bed. If grandma is in my room and we need to watch TV together and she sleeps on my bed, so be it for the night. When my husband returns, sleep in the living room, grandma is soon. Do I have to wake her up? Just because I never defined it, matrimonial is in my heart, not in that surface.
Wow.
So if it is in that surface, you may be celebrating or idolizing what is not. So let the marriage be the thing of the heart, so that everything on the surface, if your brother sits on the couch, if they take your husband, boxers, it's not going to have any meaning. You did not marry boxer, you married the man. So once you take your mind off some of these things, the issue of red flag, you will see that you mellow down on it, and you see the reason. For me, I believe that we are all good. Honestly, that is the way I am wired. I don't want to believe that this person is bad or this person is bad. Even if you come to me and you sell a story like, oh, this person is not nice, honestly, I only see the good side of people. It's a major weakness for me. You have to tell me that he has flaws. I will tell you like, Oga, let's deal with the strength, which is enough for survivor, while holding on to the weaknesses.
That is a major point you're making here. Because some homes now, the husband always see the weakness of the wife. And the wife always see the weakness of the man. What about the strength? What about the area that shows love? Because if we continue to do this, what you said, we will continue, the marriage will continue. People don't even remember that the marriage is meant for imperfect man and imperfect woman. None of us is perfect. But by the grace of God, trying to, align our agreements here and there, things we want to do, will help us to move on. So all this was because young ladies nowadays, you're Gen Z now, from millennial to Gen Z now, I found our purchase, the kitchen belongs to me. Who are you to go to my kitchen? And this is the mother of the man you say you love. Can you love the son without loving the mother? It's not right. Can you love the wife without loving the father? It's not right. So Gen Z, please change. That's why that's the discussion for another day.
The third question here is the one by Miss Blessing. How to avoid violence. There are several ways to avoid violence. But one thing that I tell people that I hold on to is the love aspect. When you love your husband, you have to love his dog. You can't, for me, I tend to see marriage from the rivalry angle. This is a man that they have raised in a family for 33 years. You want to go and snatch him. That is me, or I'm not, I don't know how you see it.
Yes.
You want to snatch him. So I believe that for that snatching to work, there must be inducements. You must settle the parties that participated in the grooming.
Oh.
So to avoid
Someone train him,
conflict,
yes.
first love those ones like, because if they are bad, they can't raise him. You can't tell me my mother-in-law is a witch. I will tell you.
They don't understand now.
A witch cannot raise my husband. Now she will cover me. Don't complicate issues for me.
Exactly.
She must be a perfect woman for her to be my mother-in-law. So when my other sisters-in-law, when they want to whisper other things, they know that I don't get it. Because I will tell you, like, grandma, I will even help her to buy a powder. Because for me, you cannot take something and not be ready to sacrifice other things. I'm a mother of boys only. And you know the way African culture is. Our boys are our husband. The same way my husband is also husband to the mom. So snatching it and giving her bad eyes, God, is the foundation of all the disputes in the family.
Exactly. So
understand that the siblings that they've been working together for 33 years are part of him. Once you appreciate all of that around him, I tell you, the biggest conflict has been resolved.
Exactly.
Every other ones are petty. Because other ones, he drinks, he smokes, you are calling the brother. Bros, can you imagine? My husband, they will call in and they will be warning him.
How can you do
like,
that?
How can you do? Because they're seeing you as a sister. My brother-in-law used to tell people that I'm his sister. My husband was like, your sister-in-law, which one is he mixing it up? Whenever he wants to introduce me, àbúrò mi rè. My husband was like, no, ìyàwó àbúrò ẹ. My husband, the one who is correcting, like, àbúrò mi, now you go marry àbúrò, can't dash me. You see the perception.
Yes.
But if you carry yourself in such a way that you are not lovable, that will be the foundation of the crisis. So to avoid conflict, support him. If it is him too, support her.
Exactly.
Love her mom, love her siblings, care for them like they are yours. Once you do that, the biggest issue has been ironed out. The other ones are about food, about survival.
They can solve themselves.
And all those ones, because of love that has been the foundation, every other things will take shape naturally, even without effort. Thank you.
Right.
So the next one, rehabilitation of traumatic adults. Many of us are traumatized. We must admit that.
That's true.
One thing is to come to acceptance level. Another thing is to seek for help.
Exactly.
What are the indicators of being a traumatic person? Maybe you have suffered from emotional neglect in the past, physical abuse, sexual abuse, poverty. All of these can traumatize one's growing up. And all of these could have implication on the kind of adult you are going to be in future. But once you see some of these indicators or parameters, submit yourself for counseling. It could be spiritual through your churches. It could be through a professional counselors or psychologists.
Yes.
And for psychologists, I'm sure that my Department of Psychology Unilag, they offer free counseling to the public.
Good.
That you can access. You don't have to pay. In fact, it can take you via, they can take you via telephone, even if you don't have to come in person.
Okay.
Just to let you know that, if you were born or you were raised in traumatic places, it's not your fault. Our own is now to use maybe cognitive behavioral therapy to let you know that the point you are now is the point where you are starting. And you don't have to transmit that same trauma to your kids so that you don't damage the next generation. So by the time you go through counseling, they will help you redirect your thinking that even if they have offended you in the past, your present is what you need now so as to be able to address your future.
Yes.
If you want to stay in the present and be addressing the past, you
will
won't
not
be
move
able
forward.
to forge ahead
Yes.
and do anything meaningful with your life. Thank you. Yes, how to identify a trained therapist. With our knowledge, for me, I challenge any authority. If you want to be my counselor, I got your contact through a referral, I want to ask questions. Where did you train? And the person is looking at me like, you want to be my counselor, and I'm asking you, where did you train? At that point, the counselor will know that customer, as in this customer is choking. So if you want to, you meet someone online, you have read the person's profile, you can even profile that, hello, I got your contact online, that you are this, you are that. Where did you train? Who are your mentors? Do you belong to any association? Can you be identified with any group? At that point, the person will know whether, and you yourself, you'll be confident about. If you call me like, oh, hello, Dr. Kinwale, I saw your profile online, I want you to be my therapist. I'm telling you, like, okay, I'm trained at University of Lagos. I belong to the National Psychological Association with membership numbers, so state chapter membership number. So you know that I'm not a quack. And if I messed up, I misbehave, there is a body that controls me. But when you consult quacks that are just standing on their own, they might even snatch out your husband. And you won't have anyone to report to. So we need to use our knowledge, our technology to advance whatever we want to do, such that we don't fall into the hands of quacks.
Exactly.
If you go through Yaba Psychiatry, they have counseling units. We have in DSV, Ikeja, inside lawsuits, domestic violence office, come to psychology department, University of Lagos, and there are some other psychologists out there. But you can ask them, where are you from? You train where? You can also reach out to the Department of Psychology. Hello, please. I met a therapist in Ikoyi. She said she trains also, please. Can you confirm the identity? With our phone, that is why we have the gadget. It should support us other than giving way to things that will further damage us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for all the response to those beautiful questions. Can we have your parting words now?
My parting words: one, we have to be kind. As a man, you need to be kind to survive your marriage. As a woman, you also need to be kind. When two kind-hearted people live together, they live in harmony and they raise kind kids that can play with our own kids in future.
Yes.
It's also important for us to know that marriage is built on imperfection. If you're a perfect man, you truly do not need a wife. If you're a perfect woman, you do not need a spouse.
Yes.
So we're coming together as two imperfect beings so that we could have a perfect outcome. Also, we need to understand that domestic violence is a trend in our society, but that does not mean we have to embrace a wrong trend. People trend for several reasons. And for some of us, we're like, oh, I'm too boring. I've not been trending. Let me just fight my husband, throw tantrums and drop something online to have followers. Please, let's not follow the path of destruction, because it's not just about us. When we consider divorce, separation, and violence, we should also consider our offspring. And by the time we transmit those traumas to them, they might grow up and not forgive us for the damage we have done to them. So let me stop here.
Wow. Thank you so much for even your parting words. And we have actually sent the message across to our viewers and even to audience here. And I believe they have heard what we have discussed. But I still want to add that when you mention of having a figure person that at least you can report to when the teen is already here, it must not necessarily be your biological parents. It must not necessarily be your husband's family or your own family as a woman. It could be somebody else, so that they will not be biased. Because we are human, sometimes report to your own mother or your husband's father, they will take side with their own child. You understand? So a neutral person is always more advisable, but have a figure person in your life that you can speak out, because the problem shared is already half solved. That's what I want to say. And then you lady too, that feel that you are married, nobody, you may only accept your siblings, but your husband's siblings never come near. You don't have respect for your husband family. You are doing something wrong that you regret in future. That's not how to go into marriage. You cannot build a good relationship by that. But whatever you do for your own siblings, do the same for your husband's sibling. And there was a time somebody said, I had somebody that said, no, I will never marry a man whose mother is alive. Then I quickly chip in and said, that means you will not be alive to witness your son's marriage. And he said, no, I didn't even take it this way. See, you just talk without reasoning. How can you say because mother-in-law give problem to their daughter-in-law, I will not marry a man that his mother is alive? How can you say that? But I'm happy that she took that correction immediately. I didn't want to waste time before correcting her, and she understood. She never thought it that way. So don't also think that manner, but rather love everyone. If you love James in the family, you must love James' parents and his siblings. James, if you love Elizabeth, you must love Elizabeth's parents and his siblings. That is the only way that your own marriage will prosper and grow fast. And you have people supporting you left and right because you're just everybody's auntie. They will not even call you wife again now, auntie or sister, because they see that in you. That is message and passage to you young ones. Because we believe that this kind of thing we're saying here may reduce these divorce and problems in the homes. It's being escalated, but if you start listening to all these things, you find out that it's not only because it's my time, but those few things in my time is what I'm bringing to you now. So that you know that if you practicalize them, you are going to do better in your marriage. I wish you success in your marriage. Having said this, I want to thank the production crew for a job well done, the audience seated here and viewers at home. Of course, our guests for making today a rich success. I will also thank our sponsors for helping us to be on air. May God continue to promote and lift up your businesses. I also want to say thank you for everyone that has made this a success. And also to invite artist Super Dawn to sign out this program. Join us next week for another edition. I am Achilles. Goodbye. Vivid View.
Say and
Do it.
Vivid view with Achilles.
Life is made to work for my good, but it's unfortunate how it turned out to be. One thing for sure, what is made to be must to be.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
God no go let me to fight and lose. Life was again, I'm a sick I'm a sick I'm a sorrow, cause I know I'm bound to win. Life was again, I'm a sick I'm a sick my kind of bad sorrow. All I know I'm a billionaire. Talking in billion, spending in billion. Cause I'm a billionaire. Talking in billion.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Billion. Cause I'm a billionaire. Normally, life is made to work for my good. And I saw you go be, everything must work for my good. I've been on early night, is kicked on to 18, killing out all day, be stayed out and hoping. God please save me, let me go through to the door end. 10,000 miles, I don't mind. Why go there, my mind?
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Normally, life is made to work for my good. And my own no go past me. What is meant to be must be. I'm a billionaire. Talking in billion. Spending in billion. I'm a billionaire. Talking in billion. Spending in billion. I'm a billionaire. Talking in billion. Spending in billion. I'm a billionaire.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.